Episode 3637, Uncover What is Hidden.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. I know the weather is a little bit crazy for us right now. We're experiencing 24 hours of storms and tornado watches and all of that. And we have neighbors, unfortunately, in surrounding cities that have been hit drastically. I just want you to be safe. Make sure that you're taking care of your family. Check on them. Check on your friends, because you know what? Life is too precious. With that, though, we're diving in to Relationship Builders Day. Oh, yes. Uncover what is hidden. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. You know, many times we go through our days loading the trucks, just doing what we need to do to get by, relying on habits that, well, come easy, and wishing for something better. All of it. It's like our little Easter basket. We want all the goodies. But deep down, married life isn't all roses and rainbows. If only we could uncover what is hidden. And what is hidden? You know, those feelings you never share, the loneliness, failure, defeat, despair, frustration, anger, shame, all the ones that you think will disappear in just a few days. Surely it will get better. You tell yourself over and over again. So what does your reality look like? How are you in your marriage? Are you kind of just going through your day-to-day? Just mundane activities, just doing the do. You get up in the morning, you're like, I got to have my cup of joe. And next is like, nope, now I need the caffeine. Next is like, throw me some sugar. Next is like, I'm exhausted, I got to go to bed. And somehow in between all of that, you're working, you're taking care of the kids, you're trying to hold down the house, and then you've got everything else that you can't control all around you. Surely it'll get better. Surely it will. Let me ask you a more challenging question. What does your night feel like? Because what happens at night is there's this flood of emotions and feelings. It's almost as if the night brings out the monsters, right? When you wonder why, go back to when you were a little kid and you're like, Mom, are there monsters under the bed? And you're like, no, there aren't monsters now. That's what you tell your kids, right? Back in the day, or if you still have young ones now. But now when you lay your head down, there seems to be monsters again. And we attempt to ignore these monsters during the day. We flush them out with more activities. The kids got to go do more things. I got to be involved in the church more, in the community. I've got to volunteer more. I got to get another job. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. And you have yourself coming and going. You really don't even know what you're doing. Except loading the trucks, getting up, start with your cup of joe, moving on to a little bit of caffeine. Now let's add on the sugar. And now you're wiped out for the night. And then it's back to the monsters. Now maybe that's not every day for you. But I do know that marriages go through this. And if they go through it to get to the other side, there's a lot of work that's involved. But a lot of times we don't want to get to that point. And so what happens? Separation, divorce, or what? You just keep doing what you're doing. And with a restless sleep and a weary heart, it's so tough to make it. But somehow you do. You get through the night and then the sun rises. You rinse and repeat because that's what you know. But I'm here to remind you today that married life is not intended to be something you hate and despise. It requires work, yes, because you're connecting two hearts, and that doesn't come easy. However, it can be accomplished. I know, because I have personally experienced it. The thing is, though, you just have to be willing to uncover what is hidden. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Uncover what is hidden. And for the most part, what is hidden is you. Maybe you think it's better to stay quiet and reserved with your words instead of speaking up and letting your voice be heard. I want you to keep in mind that marriage is a two-way street. I like to say it takes two to tango. Well, it takes two to have a marriage where you grow together, encourage each other, and live life well. And if anyone tells you differently, they're telling you a fib. They really are. They're lying to you flat out. Because you just don't have a Cinderella life without work. Cinderella had to work too. Just saying. But you don't have to settle either for where you are right now. You don't have to stay stuck in the same muck. If you want a marriage in which two people can do life together well, it can be you. It can be you as a beautiful couple. But it comes with a cost. And that cost means you must uncover what is hidden. And so how do you do that in real life? How do you look deeper than just surface level? Right? Right now we're going through forced renovations, and some of it's good and some of it's not. We're coming to the tail end of it. But now I'm starting to get to the point of cleaning. Because when you have floors redone and you have drywall and you have, new tile and things like that going in, there is a lot of dust. And it is so fine, it doesn't matter what you put up, how you tape things off, everything gets dusty. We have changed our filters literally like every single month because I'm like, where did this come from? And we just want to clear it out. Get out the stuff from the system, clear out the ducts because we want to have it working well. And so now I'm on my hands and knees, literally scrubbing floors and tile. Why? Because I don't care what mop it is. I don't care what vacuum cleaner it is. I don't care if it's a great steamer. There's nothing better than hands to the floor or hands to the toilet or hands to wiping off and cleaning something. You can use whatever you want on top, but they've got those little scrubbers that are so cute that are, have the battery operated thing. You just go, zzz, and you're like cleaning your sink. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than scrubbing it by hand, right? That kind of comes around full circle for marriage. There's nothing better than going deeper. And that means you got to scrub things by hand. You got to scrub the heart. So what does that really look like? Well, number one, you have to acknowledge your hurt, what you're feeling. This can be a particular situation that was a one and done, or it might be a pattern of actions that repeat themselves quite frequently with your spouse. And maybe you're like, well, I feel like they're doing it at me. He just won't stop this and he nitpicks or whatever it is. What matters is that if it's bothering you and thoughts pop up regularly, there is something there. You got to look at it because it's festering within you. So acknowledge your hurt. And right now, this is personal within your mind and heart, okay? Have a talk with God. If you have a confidant, you can share it with them, okay? Now make sure, understand this too. I'm going to say this. When you share marital information with someone, you better be able to literally, I kid you not, they would go to their deathbed with what you share with them. Okay? I mean that sincerely. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I could trust my girlfriend. Oh, she's the best. And then she's the one who goes, and she doesn't necessarily mean to have it happen, but she goes and opens up her mouth thinking, oh, I can help this situation. I'm going to go talk to my husband about it. And then my husband is best friends with, my best friend's wife. So he can talk to her and then it's all better. And no, actually, it makes it worse. So be careful who you share things with. But you've got to acknowledge your hurt for yourself. That's important. And it may require you going and getting professional help or having a coach, somebody able to walk you through it to acknowledge where it is and what's coming up for you. And then number 2, express yourself with care. If you choose to hold on to your hurts, they will not only destroy your marriage, but also you. So share your thoughts and feelings with your spouse. If it is something that you believe will set your spouse off, like in the wrong direction, a negative direction, be sure to share what's happening with someone you feel safe with. So maybe it's going and saying, you know what, I need to have this hard conversation. And both of you are believers and you feel safe in your church. Then have somebody in your church, whether it's your pastor, an associate pastor, maybe you have a counselor that's actually on staff. Go set up an appointment and acknowledge it and have the conversation there. Okay, it is very, very critical that you feel safe when you express yourself. If at any point in time there is fear of danger, then you need to make sure you're safe before saying anything seriously, okay? And then finally, number 3, forgive to move forward. You can do all the stuff, but if you're not willing to forgive your spouse, then it is going to lead to bitterness for you. This is this deep-seated cavity that takes over portions, half, or all of your heart. And bitterness truly sucks the life out of you. It does. It tears you apart. And if you think you have it bad now, when you hit the rock bottom of bitterness, it can be so emotionally and psychologically destructive that you'll be like, yeah, nope, I'm done with this. I can't do this. It tears you up from the inside out. But I also want to remind you that you can overcome knowing that both of you are coming together and willing to work together. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because it is so important. You forgiving to move forward is saying, you know what? I don't control their actions. I don't control that person. And so in order for me to move on, I have to let God handle it. I have to say, you know what? You're not going to hurt me that way anymore. Whatever it is. And then you let God handle it and you allow yourself to heal. Forgiveness brings about self-healing, meaning for yourself, not as in selfish healing, okay? Understand that. I know it gets really kind of confusing, but it all works hand in hand. So you've got to make sure that you forgive to move forward. And I'm just going to tell you this. If you could get professional help, I would highly encourage it. And gentlemen, if you're listening, be a man and go too. A lot of times you'll have the women who will go and say, yep, I'm all in for counseling. Yep, I'm all in for coaching or mentoring. I'm ready to take this intensive. But it's the man that goes, yeah, well, I don't think so. I'm too macho for that. That's not my macho voice, but you get it, right? I'm too much of a man. No, you're not too much of a man unless you're willing to take ownership. And let me also say this. Don't go into the process saying, well, I have nothing to fix. Because remember, it takes 2 to tango. Both of you carry something within the relationship. And if one spouse is harboring bitterness, then there is something on the other side. Now, I'm not saying that you both don't have something to work out. It's going to look different, but you both have something to work out. So then you can come together, if that makes sense. So remember, it takes 2. It takes 2 to tango. And as you listen to this and you mull it over, you may want to play this back because this episode is a way for you to understand that if you want to change, if you want to have something that you don't have right now, you can have what you dreamed of for your marriage. There is hope. Even though it seems very, very dark at night, there's still a little light that shines. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit CreateYourNow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.